Do you ever feel stuck, like you're living your life on autopilot? Are you ready to shift into high gear and reach the success you so richly deserve? Welcome to the Play Big Movement podcast. I am your host, Sharon Lechter, entrepreneur, business strategist, and best-selling author. Playing big is not about settling for good enough or being comfortable. It is about reaching your highest potential and achieving your greatest success. Join me in my Play Big movement as I interview top experts in business, money, and entrepreneurship, all ready to serve you and to help you play big, be number one in your field, live your legacy, and create maximum impact. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this segment of the Play Big Movement podcast with Sharon Lechter. We are having fun today trying to get all of our technology put together. But I'm so delighted to welcome you because this is a very special session. We are releasing a new book called How Money Works for Women. And whether you're watching us this week as it releases in July of 2023 or sometime in the future, it's a very, very special time because it's been an incredible working relationship pulling this together with my co-author, Kim Scouller. Kim, thank you for being with me today.
Well, thanks for having me, Sharon. This is just great.
Well, I'm so excited because we released Think and Grow Rich for Women quite a few years ago, and it has just incredible impact, and so many women have been touched, but it didn't go deep into the actual issues related to women and money. And I had the pleasure of meeting you several years ago when I was honored to be the keynote at one of the Wealth Wave events. And just that relationship has continued to grow, and your passion for women and money and my passion for women and money. I was just so thrilled when I got the phone call from you and Tom Matthews inviting me to be part of this book, which is the sequel to How Money Works, which Tom wrote several years ago. And it's just been, incredibly successful. And now you wanted to do something specifically for women. And this book has just been, a lot more touching to me than I expected it to be. And I think it's going to mean a huge amount to women everywhere. So thank you so much. You are like the top woman in Wealth Wave from last year. And yet you also are an attorney, have had an illustrious career. So welcome to the show and tell us a little bit about Kim and how this book came about.
Well, thank you so much, Sharon. It, for me, has been a dream working with you. I mean, I've been reading your books for years, and I've been such an admirer of what you've been able to accomplish and how amazingly you've been able to communicate to people about financial literacy matters, that to be able to collaborate with you on this project it was just the best thing in the world. But a little bit about my background. So I've been a lawyer for around 35 years now. And a lot of that time I spent as in-house counsel for one of the largest financial services firms in the world. And my last 4 to 5 years there, I served as president of their largest broker-dealer in the United States. And it was in that role, Sharon, that I really saw the absence of women leadership in financial services, as well as information, basic financial information for women and the specific situations that women find themselves in. So, I left the corporate side, I started my own law firm and my own financial practice, and have really, with a lot of incredible women in Wealth Wave, just really spearheaded this initiative to teach women how money works.
And I love it because your organization, I think, has the highest percentage of women professionals of any other organization. So you truly are walking the talk and focusing on supporting women. But it's not just women to the exclusion of men. It's really important. And I think we bring that out in the book because as women, we have lots of different financial situations that confront us. What I love about the book is we take women from every decade of life, from 19 to I think 84, and talk about the various issues that may face women. Talk about some of the issues that we address.
So you're exactly right. And it was very important to you as we worked on this project together, that it not be an us versus them kind of mindset. It was really about men and women working together, but talking about the specific situations that women find themselves in. So, we start with the Zoe character who's 19, and she is in school and she's worried about student loan debt. 2/3 of student loan debt is held by women, and because of the gender pay gap, it takes women longer to pay off our student loan debt. And then the next character is Maria. Maria, she's starting her own business and she's planning to get married. So she's planning a wedding. And so all of the things involved in that, as well as, once you get married, sharing your finances with your future spouse. So we go through all of that and provide a lot of practical advice for women who are at that point in their lives. Then the next character is Val, and Val has a special needs child. So we talk about, what mothers taking care of special needs children, what special financial challenges and opportunities do they have? And then after Val is Dana. Dana is a hospital director, raising 2 kids with her husband. And she's, trying to plan for retirement and plan for their college education with, a limited budget. And so we talk about ways that she can look at making sure that she's meeting her financial needs and her husband's, as well as the financial needs of her children for their college education. And then after Dana comes Sarah. Sarah's a successful real estate agent who started over 12 years previously after leaving an abusive relationship. She's got 2 kids. 1/4 of women report they're victims of domestic violence. And 99% of those women are also subject to financial abuse. And so it was really important to both of us that we speak to 25% of the women out there and the situation they find themselves in, the red flags, how to stay away from situations like that. And if you are in a situation like that, how do you get out and what happens after you get out? And then after Sarah comes May. May is a history professor. She's helping her grown son, but also taking care of her elderly parent. And so we talk about the sandwich generation and the fact that women find themselves in that caregiver role, not only for their children, but also for their aging parents. Then after May is a very special character for both you and I, and that's Hope. Hope is in her 60s, and both you and I are women in our 60s, so she has a real special place in our heart.
You at the beginning, me at the end, just by the way.
So for Hope, she's in her 60s and she finds herself divorced. And a lot of women are, finding themselves divorced for good or bad later in life, and they don't have a lot of runway left in their careers to save money for retirement. So we talk through those issues, as well as when should she file for Social Security? When is the ideal time? And I get that question a lot from my clients. And then after Hope comes Fatima. Fatima, she was a stay-at-home mom. She took care of the family and the house. And then in her 70s, her husband passed away. Now, Fatima was never involved with any of the financial decisions. And so as a new widow, she doesn't know what to do. And she doesn't have credit. She, doesn't know what to do with the probate process. She doesn't even know what bills to pay. So we walk Fatima through that process, what she should be looking at. We give her a checklist. We provide advice about making sure you've got credit in your own name. And then, she wants to look for a new financial professional because the one she and her husband had never paid any attention to her. And so we give some practical tips on finding the right financial professional for you. And then the very last character in the book actually ended up being my favorite, and that's Jan, who at 86 has, seen 13 recessions and 13 bull markets and high inflation, and she's seen it all through her 86 years. But because she understood the basic financial principles and the 7 money milestones that we lay out in the book, she was able, regardless of what's happening in the economy, she and her husband were able to, send their kids to college. They were able to have a comfortable living. Jan is retired. She owns her own home. She has her own car. She's not worried about outliving her money. And so Jan, what's on her mind in terms of finances is the future, because she's got granddaughters and now great-granddaughters. And so Jan talks about what she wants for the future generations of women in her family. So I fell in love with each and every one of the characters that we explore, Sharon, in this book. And I really hope that these characters resonate with the women and men who read the book.
It is absolutely. It was such a fun project because not only do we share the facts, the data for people that want the facts, but we talk about the emotional situations and the mindset changes that they need to make to be able to deal with the issues that they're facing. And everyone watching and listening, whether you're male or female, I bet you heard something in what Kim just shared that you have faced along the way. And there are no rule books. Well, let me change that. There were no rule books, but now we have created How Money Works for Women so that you have a resource guide that can help you think about the fact that you're not alone. Because when people go through those issues that you just talked, Kim, we just feel like we're in a silo by ourselves, like we're the only one who have suffered it.
Right.
And it's like, you're not alone. And there are resources and there are people dedicated to support you. And 2 of those people are Kim Scouller and Sharon Lecter. So Kim, talk a little bit about what we hope to see happening with the book.
Well, because the book provides so many practical tips and checklists, and we've got a financial literacy quiz in there, we want it to be a fun way for women and men who read the book to, learn about basic financial concepts and take the things and the situations that we've got in the book and apply them to their own lives. By applying it to your own life, you can start to see step by step, a little bit at a time, over time, that you can become a Jan. You can, in your retirement, enjoy a life where you're not always worried about money. Right now, too many women are completely dependent on Social Security in their retirement. And one of the interesting statistics that came out of our research was 80% of women die single and 80% of men die married. So we really have to step up. It's all going to come down to us taking care of ourselves in the end. So,
and on top of that, 2/3 of the wealth in the United States by 2030 is going to be owned by women. So it's coming. The wealth transfer is coming. And so we have a responsibility to know about money so that when we have that wealth transfer, we have the ability to invest it and grow it for future generations. It's happening. More and more women are heads of household. More and more women are in positions of executive. Is there more room to grow? Of course. But we have a responsibility not to put our head in the sand and to realize, again, we're not alone. There are people out there dedicated to support you. We don't know what we don't know. Now you have a resource that's going to help you learn what you don't know. So check out How Money Works for Women. Share it with your friends. There's a little humor in it, but most of all, there's just a roadmap to whatever financial situation you're facing, steps that you can take today to make you feel better, right?
That's right, Sharon. I loved working on this with you, and we both have this tremendous passion for helping women because we've come across so many women in our careers who don't know what they don't know.
That's right. So Kim, people that are interested in talking to you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, you can find me you can email me at kim.schooler@wealthwave.com, or you can go to wealthwave.com/Kim Scouller, and you can find my contact information there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Kim, it's just been an absolute gift to get to know you and to become your friend. But even more special, the fact that together we were able to create a tool that's going to truly impact women's lives. So thank you so much for making that phone call to me.
Thank you, Sharon.
And for all of you, thank you for listening to this segment and watching this segment of the Play Big Move podcast with Sharon Lechter. Please share this with your friends. And certainly, I would invite you to get your copy of How Money Works for Women. You can do it through Amazon, through my website, SharonLechter.com, and also through WealthWave. So excited about the book, excited about the impact that we'll make. It's my number 28, and I'm very excited about it. So take care, have a fantastic day, and you are fabulous. Thank you for listening to this segment of the Play Big Movement podcast. Please subscribe to iTunes and leave us a review, as well as join us in other areas of social media, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Sharon Lechter, and for Facebook, author Sharon Lechter. Thank you so much and have a fabulous day.